good day, viewers, and welcome to the Sport Trap Show. I'm your host, Brian Munango, updating you on the latest sports news. Well, before we do get into the hit list, just to mention a lot of events that did take place this weekend, a lot of not just records being broken, but a lot of teams advancing to the World Cup. It looks like Nigeria were knocked out by DRC after the penalty shootout last night. Norway qualified for their first ever World Cup since 1998. That was right after I was born. So Haaland led Norway for their qualification for the World Cup for the first time since 1998, which was a very long time ago. England have qualified with a perfect record, scoring 22 goals and conceding how many? 0. Scored 22 and did not concede any goals. Later also we look forward to seeing how Namibia's games will advance as they'll take on Comoros in a friendly. That is also coming up. But for now, let's get right into the hit list and let's talk about what events transpired this past weekend. So first up on the hit list, the DTS Liquid Fruit Beach Volleyball took place this past weekend at the DTS Beach Volleyball Arena. Marit Ngula was our reporter on duty and he did get to catch up with the organizer of the event and some of the participants. So let's have to hear what they had to share.
Joined by Tilo, one of the players competing in the under-19 section. So Tilo, just tell us your thoughts on the competition so far.
Yeah, today was great. I won both my matches. The weather's nice. Now it's starting to, clear up. But I'm going on next against a tough team. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good game, and gonna hope for the best.
Right. And then coming into this competition, how have you been preparing?
Just normal, like a few stretches, and mental, because mental is the number one thing that goes against volleyball. If you're not mentally okay, then you won't play good. Just stretching and then playing with my partner, warming up, and yeah.
Okay, like you said, mental is the most important thing. So just tell us your thoughts, with the remainder of the competition, seeing that you have won your matches so far.
Yeah, I think so. We're definitely through to the quarterfinals. So I think me and my partner really have a chance to win something today, and yeah, I'm very excited to play.
Yeah, Tilo, all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Joined by Hadassah, one of the players competing in the under-19 section here at the DTS Liquid Fruit tournament. So Hadassah, just tell us your thoughts on the competition so far.
So I would say that the day has started quite great, especially with the weather. I would say it was kind of giving Swakop weather since it was very cloudy and it was a bit misty. I would say that the first game was quite well. We were playing quite well, and that it has been an interesting and challenging day so far.
And then coming to the competition, how did you prepare for it?
So during training, me and my partner would play against our possible opponents, and we would just continue peppering by just playing. Yeah.
And are those opponents here today?
Yes, they are indeed.
Okay.
Tilo is actually one of them. Tilo and his partner, so yes.
Right. So how do you plan to go up against them, for the remainder of the tournament?
So unfortunately, me and my partner aren't not through, since it was a difficult sets that we've gone through, especially because we have been going against the advanced players. But it was quite a good day. But I would definitely agree with Tilo when he said about the mentality. If you get frustrated easily in a game, it can affect your whole play. But definitely resetting during the game helps. But yeah.
Okay. Are there any competitions you're looking forward to, for the remainder of the year?
I know that there's the one coming up in December in Swakopmund. Hopefully I can go with my partner, but we will see as the time comes.
So are you going to prepare for that one if you happen to go?
I mean, if I go, then I will definitely try and find a partner first and then practice maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
All right. Thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you.
Joining us is Mr. Hiko Kesselman, the organizer here at the DTS Liquid Fruit tournament. Mr. Hiko, just tell us give us an overview of the tournament and just, the teams participating here today.
Well, it's a new system that we have now here. It's a final tournament, and we want to do something different. So it's not the normal double gender. We've got a mixed, so female and male playing together, and that is like under 19. We've got 16 teams, and with the seniors, we've got 9 teams, and the four side is 6 teams. So it's a nice turnout here on the beach courts. So it's a maximum numbers we can take on these 5 courts. It's a one-day tournament. Yeah, and thanks to Liquid Fruit, we are having a nice year-end function here as well.
Okay, now what are some of the outstanding performances so far?
Well, as far as I can see, there were in the under 19 category in the 4 groups. There are at least 2 teams in the groups that are really very good. So we're looking forward after the first round that we can have the quarterfinals where we have really good teams. Like we've got a very strong male player playing with a weaker female player, and the other way around. So it's a very nice competition. So sometimes it's now weaker players have got a good chance now to win a few games with a stronger partner. So that is, I think, what makes this tournament system a little bit different and also exciting. And also for the youngsters, it's a nice thing to mix with another gender.
Like you said, it's the final tournament of the year, the DTS Liquid Fruit, and we still have another one in Swakopmund. Just looking back at the season, the DTS Liquid Fruit season.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on it overall?
Well, overall, we had 3 tournaments so far, which was like an international one in April, where we had the top teams in Southern Africa and also the German under-21 national teams. That was the highlight actually of the year. Then we had a Winter Classic and a Spring Open tournament. And all these tournaments, we had maximum turnout, and we had like really good games, and it was perfectly for our community, for our beach volleyball community, to give back to them what we get from our sponsor, and also to give exposure here at our DTS beach volleyball facilities, which were upgraded this year as well with new sand, so we can enjoy our tournaments here with excellent world-class conditions.
No, Mr. Higo, thanks a lot for your time.
Well, some wonderful reporting by Maria Ngula there at the DTS Liquid Fruit Beach Volleyball Tournament that took place this past weekend. Well, speaking about news, we also have some news on football, where we just heard that Ronnie Kanalelo was assigned as the new head coach of FC Ongos in the Namibia Football Premier League. Well, he spent his time at Bucks Buccaneers recently, where he did guide the team to safety last season, and they were off to a comfortable start in the league, where he left Bucks Buccaneers and has now signed for FC Ongos as the new head coach, and we look forward to seeing Ronnie Kanalelo at his new team. Well, with that also being said, we also do know that Namibia's rugby team were in Dubai and failed at attempting to qualify for the Rugby World Cup 2027 after a loss to Samoa in our second match. But we have one more game left, and this one is against Brazil. The coach did announce the team, so let's have a look at the team that was elected for the final match against Brazil. This game is scheduled to take place tomorrow at 3 o'clock Namibian time. Looking at the squad, I think we can all agree that the younger boys have been brought into the squad. Ocha Awala is first prop. Louis van der Westhuizen, Joshua Bester, Adrian Ludik, Johan Retief, Prince Hwakosep, Max Kachicheko, Vian Conradi at Achterman, Hilarius Kishting, Cliven Loubser, Jürgen Meyer. Jürgen Meyer, I think, is making his debut at the event, starting his first match. And then we have Andre van den Berg at outside center, Johan Deisel at inside center, Danny van der Merwe, a good friend of mine who plays for Wanderers, he's at wing, and JC Nel, who plays for the Ailing Pumas in South Africa, is at 15. So that's how the team is going to line up for the last match, and hopefully we get a positive result from this one, regard of the fact that we will not be taking part in the 2027 World Cup that is scheduled to take place in Australia. Well, viewers will be going for a short break, and after the break we will be having more news on the volleyball national team and how that election has been going.
Life is unpredictable, and one needs to be protected against any eventuality. Get Santam legal access from as little as 50 Namibian dollars a month for when you find yourself in need of legal representation due to civil cases, criminal prosecution, and family matters such as divorce, child maintenance, and custody. It also covers labor disputes, disciplinary hearings, and unfair dismissal or retrenchment. With Santam Legal Access, you'll receive free legal advice on almost every legal aspect, whether the specific matter is covered by your policy or not. For true peace of mind and legal protection when you need it most, call us on 061 292 8000. Santam. This is freedom.
Well, the Namibia Volleyball Federation earlier announced that for the first time in 14 years, they will be having 2 national teams in volleyball, and the trials for that did start. Marit Ngula was our reporter on duty as the teams did meet up at the DHPS volleyball courts to just play some volleyball, do some training, and pick out the best teams for the national team. And Marit Ngula did get to catch up with both coaches, and this is what they had to share.
We are joined by Coach Mwita, the senior men's coach. Coach, thank you for joining us. Just give us an overview of the training camp and what has happened so far.
Thank you so much. I think we started quite well. In the morning, we were just checking the fitness of the players, and then we moved on to the skills. So far, so good. One can't help but notice that the young players still have a bit of anxiety. That is really understandable because in this kind of setting you need to get to adapt and relate to the environment. So we're going to give them another opportunity to express themselves, settle in, and to start playing the game. So far, I think we are doing well. We're now moving to the section of individual skills assessment, where we'll give each player an opportunity to showcase their skills and to find the fitment to the entire team. Tomorrow, we'll then move into the team settings, just understand really how certain individuals can fit into the overall national team objectives.
Like you said, some are still a bit nervous. So just how did they respond to training overall?
Athletes, I think, are doing well. One can see that they are keen. I mean, we have, I think, on the men's side, only one player that could not make it. That shows you the interest of the players to be here. So far it's looking good. It's looking competitive. It's looking interesting. So I can't wait to see what the athletes have to offer to really ensure that we form a balance with senior national team.
Like you said, you can't wait to see what they have to offer. So just tell us, your hopes and key objectives for the remainder of the training camp.
Well, I think the key thing really is to dig out to ensure that the players really come out so that we are able to really look at their strength and look at and as well as their weaknesses to ensure that we are able to really assist them towards bringing out their best. The objective really is to ensure that we form or we put together a national team that Namibia are proud of come next year, June.
Yeah, no, Coach, thanks a lot for your time.
Pleasure.
We are joined by the senior women's coach, Coach Mutasa. Coach Mutasa, just give us an overview of the training camp and what has happened so far since we began.
Thank you. So far, we did some evaluations. We had to measure their weight, height, block reach, spike reach, because that information starts also with our selection. Because volleyball is a sport that we need height and people who can jump. So as part of our assessment, we also have to measure those things. So after that, we had physical fitness. It was like physical conditioning. We were trying to check the conditions, like the condition they are in right now. So the first session, I think first 1 hour, it was physical fitness. And it was a good thing because it's half of the team is a bit fit, which is a good thing. So going into the second camp, we will know what to work on.
Okay, but just tell us, how the athletes have been responding to training.
The athletes they are excited. We'll talk from the girls' side. They are very excited. You can see the morale is very high. Every drill we are doing, they are eager to do it. And the fact that we told them that, guys, we are going to cut the list and we are going to choose, because the initial list is having 28, so we need to choose to 18 for the second camp. So they are all pushing themselves. You can see they are pushing themselves because they know everything they are doing. They are being assessed. So far so good.
Okay, then from the coach's side, what are your hopes and key objectives for the remainder of the training camp?
Like after lunch now, we are going for individual assessment according to the positions that they play. Blockers, we are going to check their block reach, their tracking. Attackers, we are going to be checking their passing, their offense, when they are put under pressure, when there's a block, how are they able to make points, are they able to convert? And for liberos, we are going to be checking their accuracy in terms of passing and defense. Setters, they're also going to be checking how they execute decision making. And after the decision making, we also look at the execution. How good is the set? So that's basically part of how we are also going to choose the remaining 18 players.
No question. Pastor, thanks so much for your time and all the best with the
Thank
remainder
you.
of training.
Thank you, sir.
Well, as we also do know, our under-21 teams will be competing in the under-21 Hockey World Cup that is scheduled to take place for the ladies in Chile and for the men in India. Quite exciting times. We did get to catch up with the women's team and a few of the players to just hear what their thoughts are ahead of the tournament, and also the head coach of the team. And this is what they had to share for us, so stay tuned. Well, for the first interview, we are joined by the head coach of the under-21 national team, that's Cedric. Cedric, thank you for having us. As we can see, you guys are already busy behind here. Just tell us how has training been going and how has the preparations been going so far?
So our training's been going smoothly. We haven't had lots of hiccups. Kids are getting sick though because of the weather changing and stuff. But we've actually been pushing very hard. The girls are very fit now for this stage, and this is our last week of training that we're gonna slack off a bit, give the girls a bit of a rest, don't overwork. Yeah, but training is going well.
Okay. Well, that's very good to know. And we did get to catch up with the boys last week. We got to hear what their thoughts are on representing the country on the international stage. To my understanding, this is only the second time that we have an under 21 team that's participating in the Women's Junior World Cup, of course. So, if you can touch a bit on that, the privilege of taking these young ladies to represent the country on a high stage, facing the likes of India, facing the likes of
We've got Germany
as well, yeah, and
we've got Ireland.
And Ireland, yeah.
So for us, it's a big one. For me especially, I know the feeling when you walk on that field, you're representing your country for a World Cup. I've been there. These girls, they want it so badly. So when we qualified for our World Cup journey, nobody sees the work they did in behind. I mean, it took us about 6 months before we qualified, and the girls had to put in so much effort. To walk out there and to represent your country is the biggest honor that you can have. And we brought it across to the girls, and they know that it's not just to go play hockey, it's actually to have yourself represent your country at the highest level. All I can say with other countries we're playing against, we are not going to stand back and watch. Well, we're coming for you as well as you're coming for us. We want to go through on that knockout rounds as well. But I must say, the girls are very excited to go to the World Cup. We have Azalea, that's our captain. She's been to 2 indoor World Cups. She's been to a 5s World Cup. So she knows the pressure that's there, that has to, how you have to work. I've been there as well. Everybody thinks it's just, come on, let's play. We're really putting effort in. And I mean, I've got the best assistant coaches, Christo. He's always been there if I'm not here. And that's what the team, that's the team bonding is amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so look, you've represented the country at that level before, and these girls are now getting that chance to do that. I mean, speaking of the fact that both teams get to qualify, I mean that's already a big milestone for the country. But what do you think? Speaking apart of now, I mean, we're not going there to participate. We're going there to compete, like you just said. So if you touch on the fact that these girls are going to get exposure of playing against the likes of Ireland, of playing against the likes of like we said, India. What do you think that brings to their game? I mean, not focusing on the World Cup itself, but that exposure of playing against the best teams in the world, competing, sharing a pitch with them. What does one get from that? What do they bring home from something like that?
So most of these girls, they're going to get the type of thing that I would say is not just the experience, but the confidence. And they're going to bring back, because I told them, if you come back, you have to plow back into the hockey community.
Yeah.
So some of them are already starting to coach little ones because that's the future. If you don't have a good growth from the bottom, you can't compete at the top level.
Yeah.
And I know it's hard. And I think these girls are going to go to the World Cup. They're going to play amazing hockey. They're going to come back and they're going to okay, we want to go again.
Yeah.
We have to put in more effort. But if we don't showcase our talent that we have here in Namibia, who's going to step up to help us to get there again?
Yeah.
So there's always players going to fall out. So now the aim for these girls when they come back is to plow back for the new generation, because for the next ones in line to help them to qualify again. And for the men and for women to qualify at the same time was spectacular. It was fantastic. You can't explain it.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news first. It was the ATP finals, that's the best men's tennis players that played in Turin. Home final for Jannik Sinner, and he won the final, a very competitive final against Carlos Alcaraz of Spain, and he won that game 7-6, 7-5, and it is Carlos Alcaraz that remain number one in the world, and it is Jannik Sinner just behind him, two in the world, that they will end the year on the world rankings. Moving on to soccer news, World Cup qualifying, exciting games that was played, a big game that was played to the Republic of Ireland, one of the most exciting ones of the weekend, and they beat Hungary in the 96th minute, and that was a away game. They beat them by 3-2. That is to get them into more playoff games to qualify for the World Cup that will be in the USA in 2026. But good news for Norway, and it was an outstanding performance by Norway beating Italy. That game was played in Italy by 4-1, convincing, and it was the hero of Manchester City, that is Erling Haaland, that also was the hero for Norway, and he scored 2 goals close to each other in the 78th and the 79th minute, and that is a good season, a good qualifying campaign for Erling Haaland. He scored 16 goals in 8 qualifying games for Norway. Not good for Italy. They have now the risk not to qualify for the World Cup in the USA. They need to play more qualifying games, and they didn't qualify for the previous 2 World Cups as well. They didn't qualify for Russia in 2018 and also for Qatar in 2022. So not good soccer being played by Italy at the moment. They've won the World Cup 4 times, that is Italy, and at risk not to qualify for the World Cup coming up next year. To close off today's international sports news, it's rugby news. Exciting international rugby that was played, and a big result for England. They beat the All Blacks. That was for the first time since 2019, and that game played in London, and it is England winning 33 points to 19. And also it is South Africa that beat Italy despite a red card early. They beat them 32-14, and then it was also Ireland that beat Australia 49-19, and Ireland play against South Africa this coming Saturday. So that is international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sports news again tomorrow. Goodbye.